Here we go.
You're watching the Joe Cronin Show, and I'm the fucking devil.
Yeah, the devil in the house. What's going on, everybody? Coming to you live from Parts Unknown. I'm going back to that. I'm going back to Parts Unknown. We're going back to somewhere where the Ultimate Warrior floats along the clouds. This is State of the WWE, episode number 10. Should we be like celebrating or something? 10?
Double digits.
Right. It's State of the WWE, episode 10. With Chris Tosevich, I'm Joe Cronin. This is youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. Subscribe if you're not a bitch. And if you're a pussy, hit the dislike button. Or comment below and let me know what you think and whatever. I'll respond to you. I'll put you on the show. I'll do whatever I want. You can call us at 339-226-6610 and leave your voicemails or comments or whatever you want to do there. Well, let's get into State of the WWE number 10. I don't even know where we're going to go other than let's first talk about how SmackDown was better than Raw, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
So we both agree SmackDown was better than Raw. Although I will say that once again, the things I liked on Raw, there was a couple things on Raw that were so good, it was better than both shows. I think the few things I liked on Raw, but SmackDown was a more complete show.
Yeah, I mean, I think the issue is the extra hour. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have the extra hour like so many other people are. They should definitely keep it on Raw, and they should keep it 3 hours long. But that gives them time to try different things aside from just pure wrestling and simple storylines. And although I liked SmackDown a lot because it had a lot of simple storylines that they really couldn't fuck up, if that was all we got week in and week out with Raw and SmackDown with simple storylines and straight good wrestling, it would get boring real quick. So Raw needs to keep trying things, even if it fails like it did this. Well, not fails, but didn't really hit as high as they should as it did last week. But I think next week, if they step up the game, it'll be a lot better and maybe can actually compete with SmackDown for once. Right.
I mean, imagine what would happen, too, if Raw stepped up the game and made 3-hour Raws that were as good as the 2-hour ones. I mean, it would be unbelievable if we had 3 hours of quality product.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's possible.
Well, we've seen it in the past, not too long ago either. Around the time that CM Punk was the champion, we had some really, really good 3-hour Raws.
Oh, yeah. And the night after WrestleManias, those were good.
Right.
All right, so what do we want to get into here? I mean, first of all, let's look at the what's setting up here for Battleground. Because they already announced, I knew about it a week ago because basically I read some of the SmackDown spoilers, and I was like, whoa, they've already announced Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, but it makes sense because it's such a pay-per-view comes up really quickly.
Yeah, they've also announced Rob Van Dam versus Alberto Del Rio, so it's both title matches they've already announced.
Right, and we expected to see Ray. I did want to mention to everybody, I didn't forget that I told you Ray would be back, and I did tell you that, and it was said to be that way, and that hasn't happened. Whether it's injury, I don't think it's injury related now. I think it's just they're waiting for the right time.
Right.
They're trying to give. Here's how WWE's thinking. This is what's happening. They're making money with RVD right now. Like they knew he was going to be over with the fans when he came back, but
This is huge.
Yeah, like usually like someone comes back, and especially with new fans who maybe just tuned in the last 3 years or whatever, they don't even know. I mean, RVD was here not that long ago, holding the ECW title, then holding the WWE title. But so I think they thought maybe it would die down after a couple weeks or after the pay-per-view and, maybe even after SummerSlam and stuff. After, you know what I mean. But it didn't die down. People are still like popping big time for RVD, chanting his name all the time, and so they're making money off of it. So
what's happening is he's doing at first I thought he was doing his RVD taunt too much,
right?
And then I realized no, that's just because I've been watching him since 1995, so of course I'm going to be sick of that fucking thing. I realized all these people in the crowd who didn't know who he was, he's doing a great fucking job of getting himself over. And it's just like feed me more. It's a 3-word phrase or 3-syllable phrase that gets people wanting to chant along with it. It tells all the new people who he is, what his name is. It's really easy to remember. And on top of it, he's doing phenomenal wrestling. Some of the best wrestling of his past, I'd say, maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. He's putting on great matches. So what's happening is all the fans who may have been like, oh, RVD's back. Okay, I don't care anymore. If there is anyone like that, there's still a legion of brand new fans seeing him for the first time and being impressed as shit that this guy came out and started being this good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he's doing real well. So they don't need our Ray yet. But eventually, I mean, what I don't understand is something like this is usually a setup for eventually, RVD to maybe win the title, but it's not going that way. He's not going, I would think, wouldn't be winning the world title, because I would think that Ray would be coming to challenge for it, but it's almost like, this is going so well that, sorry, Ray, we're not doing this now. And I think it's maybe it's gonna happen, maybe it's not gonna happen. Maybe it's like you said, it's been too predictable now, and WWE's like, all right, we'll scrap that because everybody knows about it now.
Yeah, the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, so forget that, because Del Rio has stopped with the whole "I'm the Spanish hero," which is weird, because for 3 weeks he just kept bizarrely talking about being a Spanish hero and whatever, and then all of a sudden he just stopped. Anyway, so moving along from that, WWE Battlegrounds, Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton, WWE Championship match. There's got to be a stipulation added to this.
You think?
Right, there has to be. Because
either a stipulation added to it, or they're going to play it off as being super clean and something really fucked up is going to happen.
You're right.
Which would be like a surprise stipulation, basically.
Yeah, it's possible. I thought that they would do a stipulation, though, some kind of like a...
I would love to see a stipulation added to this match.
People have been talking about... the biggest thing that I saw that I liked was an Iron Man match.
That's good.
Which, I mean, I don't know. I can't... For something about me, can't picture Randy Orton wrestling for an hour. I mean, I can picture Daniel Bryan wrestling for an hour.
I can picture Randy Orton wrestling for an hour. I just don't know how much of that hour is going to be good wrestling.
That's the other problem. Iron Man match, if Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk in an Iron Man match.
Oh, I'd take a double Iron Man match between those two.
See, that's what I want to see at like WrestleMania. Like, that's what should happen.
They've both wrestled 2-3 hour matches in Ring of Honor, haven't they?
Yeah. And I would also say that it's possible, looking down the line at WrestleMania, that you have Daniel Bryan and CM Punk wrestling each other where there's no title on the line, just for that's it. But two baby faces against each other for no title, that probably wouldn't happen. I would say it would have to be something like an Iron Man match. But why are they wrestling? To find out who's better. I think they're too early in their careers for that. Somebody emailed me this. This is why I'm talking about this. Ryan for WWE emailed me this and asked me what they would do and why. He says they're going to wrestle at this WrestleMania, and what kind of match would it be? And I'd say no. I don't see. I mean, I can see it because then you can have Cena or somebody versus The Undertaker with the title on the line, which makes everything interesting. Or you can have Cena versus whoever else for the title on the line, and that spreads the wealth, But then there's the other flip side of that where, either Bryan or CM Punk is wrestling for the WWE title, and Cena can just have a match without a title and he doesn't need it.
That's true.
I think at this point of everyone's career, it's more important to have Cena wrestle without the title. He doesn't need the title whatsoever.
Unless he's going up against Taker, in which case it's kind of important that the title's on the line.
Yeah, and even then, though, I don't think they'll do it because I think it's still a waste. I think you can still have Cena Taker without the title, although I know we've said it's way more interesting than if you put the title on it.
Right. We can grant your wish as well, speaking of back to the Iron Man match, where we can make it for the Intercontinental title, and then if Daniel Bryan walks away with it, or he can walk away saying, you know what, I beat CM Punk, the best in the world, for this title, so this actually means something, and I'm not going to give it up that easily. And all of a sudden, bam, Intercontinental title matters forever, no matter what happens after that.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
You instantly make it important, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it won't happen, you're right. They need to do something to build it up, because right now I have a feeling Axel's going to walk around with it for like 2 years like the Honky Tonk Man did.
yeah, that's a really good way to put it. He has pretty much a Honky Tonk Man reign right now.
And then all of a sudden the next guy or whenever there's someone to be put over, they can show up and just beat him in 3 seconds like the Ultimate Warrior did.
Right.
All right, so those two matches we know about. That's it so far.
Well, back to the stipulation real quick. If it's not going to be Iron Man, although the problem is they have so many fucking ladders in every other match these days.
Yeah.
But a pure ladder match would be really good, especially because it's vacant right now. So have it hanging above the ring.
Do you know how many years I've been asking why not make it a ladder match? Why can't you make this a ladder match? And they'd never do it.
This would be a really good one for just a pure ladder match between those two.
They just don't do. I don't know why they don't do more ladder matches. Just not a TLC, not a friggin' Money in the Bank. Just a ladder match with two guys and a ladder. Like that, it can be really good, and they don't do it. The last time I saw a ladder match one-on-one, I think was... it's probably happened after this, maybe once or twice, but I don't remember it. But the last ladder match I remember between one-on-one was, I think, like Eddie Guerrero and somebody. Rey Mysterio, maybe. It was like WrestleMania 20-something, 2020,
I think you're right, yeah.
18, 17, I don't even know.
I don't know if it was Mysterio.
No, SummerSlam. How about maybe it was SummerSlam? SummerSlam 2000, the one where Hulk Hogan wrestled HBK. And Vicky pushed the ladder. And that's how pushed the ladder and Eddie fell off and then Rey Mysterio won. They were doing a whole angle with Rey Mysterio's son and his... he would be his legal guardian of this kid who wasn't really his son or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. You probably weren't watching at that time. I bet.
No, I wasn't watching during that.
I barely was watching, but it's so funny how back then I complained about WWE, and now I would like give anything to just go back to that. Like that. Like I wasn't watching a lot, and I was complaining, but now I'm watching this PG era crap. But they were starting to morph into the PG era since 2003. It all started. Every year it got a little different. And of course, then we had the weeks where every week someone bled on Raw, and every week someone bled. Every pay-per-view, it was just blood everywhere. It was ridiculous. All right, so moving along from that. What did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, WWE released the top 10 shocking title changes or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to read this little list here. I mean, these things are always stupid, but The Rock was number 10. Number 9 was Guerrero beating Brock Lesnar. Number 8 was Mankind beating The Rock with the Stone Cold assist in DX. Remember that?
Yep.
That was in Worcester, Mass, actually.
Yes, it was.
Macho Man beats Ted DiBiase WrestleMania 4 in the tournament. Number 6, The Warrior beats Hulk Hogan WrestleMania 6. Number 5, CM Punk wins the WWE title from Alberto Del Rio. Number 4, Cena beats JBL for the WWE title. I thought that was stupid, by the way. Number 4 being that Cena JBL one. I thought that was really dumb.
Yeah, it's not that shocking.
I mean, you could see it coming a mile away when that happened.
I wasn't even watching at the time, but looking back...
I wasn't either. I wasn't watching.
But watching his build-up before that, it's like, really? Who thought?
Yeah, you knew he was winning. And yes, you knew Stone Cold was winning. And by the way, I'll get to that in a second. Number 3, HBK versus Bret Hart WrestleMania 12. Thank God that beat Cena JBL. Although I would argue that Mankind should be...
That's not Yeah, I wouldn't say that was shocking. That was like a 50-50. That's why it was so exciting.
Well, that's what it is. Yeah, it was so, wow. But, I would say Mankind should be like number 3.
Yeah, I was really shocked when that happened.
Yeah, and it was awesome. That crowd... It's funny, too, because it played into... Remember when Mick Foley got pissed at the audience later, and you always chanting Stone Cold's name and not mine?
Right.
And that's something he actually was upset about if you watch his DVD. Or if you, what's it called? Read his book. Yeah. But so the crowd popped for Austin like crazy when he came out, and then Mankind got the win. So it was like everyone was chanting for Mankind and Stone Cold, and DX was out there, which I was actually at the time a little bit upset about. Even though it was an awesome moment, I was kind of like, why couldn't he could do it on his own? Instead, we had to have all the star power around him. It's the same thing they did to Bret Hart a couple times.
Didn't they give Foley his moment where he did it on his own?
They did later, but that was the first time, and this was everyone was picking him up in the ring, and everybody was out there. DX was there. Stone Cold helped him do it, hit The Rock in the head with a chair.
Number the military out there with guns.
Someone sniped The Rock. Number 2 is Hogan beats the Sheik, which definitely should be on there. Although you could see that coming then, too. It's another one of those. It was, and then Austin HBK's WrestleMania 14.
That one belongs there.
Right. But again, you could see it coming.
Not the way it happened.
1 minute. What was that?
Not the way it happened.
No, you're right. With the Mike Tyson.
The chin music spun around into the stunner was amazing.
Yeah, it was definitely good stuff. It
Like,
was
no one pictured the chin music to be reversed into an immediate stunner. Like, I mean, take all the extra stuff away from it. That was still a shocking moment, you know?
right. Unless you watched Monday Night Raw 13 weeks before.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He did it. They did it either that night on Raw or they did it at when Stone Cold and Shawn were tagging together. Shawn went to kick Stone Cold and he caught him, spun him around. Oh, you know what? Now that I think back on it, no, he did the same thing, but HBK slid out of the ring. Like, Stone Cold
okay, there
caught
you go.
him.
You're right. The stunner didn't happen until WrestleMania.
Right. He caught him, spun him around, went to boot him, but Shawn threw himself like out of the ring and got away from it, and then that was it. Yeah, you're right. But good. It was surprising, except for it wasn't as surprising for me, unfortunately, because I read spoilers. I read somebody claimed what was going to happen, and I read it all and was like, that's not going to happen, and then it happened. So I ruined it for myself. All right, so we're done with the countdown. So I don't know. You take it for what it's worth with the countdown. I think there's a couple things that are out of place there, but I think a lot of the stuff is pretty good. I'm surprised that Hogan and Andre aren't on the list, actually.
Yeah.
But that wasn't that wasn't for the title, was it?
No, it wasn't for the title.
Right,
Not the
okay.
first time.
Okay. All right, so we're done with that countdown. So back to current WWE in the state of WWE. Not the past of WWE. Battleground is October 6th, by the way. So this pay-per-view is coming up in 2 weeks. Unbelievable.
I kind of like it when that happens.
Right,
But
thank God, because what would the build-up be like? I mean, they're basically not much farther off than they are before. Jarren actually sent me a message earlier talking about he thinks the next 4 Raws are going to be garbage. So I'm like, wow, what are you taking a playbook out of Tosevich? You're always bitching at him for giving a 6.0 to Raw. And now he's already predicting that Raw is going to suck for the next 4 weeks.
I think I'm so tough on Raw because I love it so much.
That's what it is. I don't think and you know what? That's why I keep giving it 7.5, because every time a few great things happen, the rest of it all sags it down, and then I'm like, well, it was pretty good, but I want it to live up to Attitude Days. So,
yeah. I mean, just to give an idea of my scale, if it's 4 or above, I mean, I still enjoyed myself. 3 is questionable, and if I ever, God forbid, give it a 2, that's when I'm actually wish I had my time back. When it gets 2 or below.
Oh man, I'll give you something below. All right,
give me 2.
All right, so, and guys, I'm sorry we haven't made a video. It's been a week. I've been getting emails and calls, and people are freaking out, you know what I mean? Disappeared, got really busy with stuff. So that's why we haven't done anything. What else do you think? I mean, I'm at a loss. I'm in a lull right now, to be honest. I'm just kind of waiting for Raw to come back on so we can talk about that some more. I mean, you could talk about TNA and how they're kind of trying to copy the WWE with a lot of stuff they're doing. That's interesting. But I think
Zack Ryder came back.
Oh yeah, Zack Ryder's alive. He's no longer just in dark matches that we don't know about.
Oh, he's a jobber again.
Yeah, unfortunately. He still has that small core. Well, remember WWE, once they pulled the plug on his YouTube thing, I mean, that was crazy. Sorry, you can't do this. That's what the Ultimate Warrior was talking about, by the way. I went back and watched all the way to my appointment today. I watched the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. And then all the way back on the coming home, I watched a impartial hour interview with the Warrior. And it's just hilarious how the two different stories match up. You know what I mean? It's like Vince basically is like, oh yeah, we fired him because his steroids were off the chart or whatever, so I had to let him go with him and the British Bulldog. And then the Warrior's like, well, no, the doctor even said, there was nothing that was off the chart. We weren't over the line on the steroids. He just needed a scapegoat. But it makes sense that Vince would do that because right before that, Warrior did walk out, threaten, I'm not going out there unless you pay me X amount of money.
Right. Jeff Jarrett later did that to them too.
Right. And so they were like, well, guess what? Let's bring the Warrior back, and hey, we cut his balls off. Who cares? He's lucky to even be here a second time.
Right.
He held us up. But the Warrior's a strange man. But I mean, I love it though. He's a great interview. I love listening to his stuff. And I love listening to Vince. And they're all the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior is like a shit fest on the Warrior though. You know?
Yeah.
You watch that DVD, you're like, they're just killing him. And Bobby Heenan is like, it's actually mean when you watch it. It sounds like they're all a bunch of just bullies.
It's weird. It's one of those documentaries where you're like, you know what? If this guy wasn't crazy and they made a lot of this shit up, or at least painted this type of picture a lot darker than it really was, and he saw this and knew that it was getting like, you know, national exposure, that would make him crazy.
What would happen too if you don't know who the Warrior is, and you watch the Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior DVD, you'll be like, this guy's nuts. This guy's crazy. And then you can go watch like a Warrior interview, like a recent one, and you'd be like, wow, this guy's smart. Like, it's like, he's not. He's somewhere in the middle. But if you watch the DVD, don't know anything about him, and then watch his interview, you all of a sudden you'll think he's a genius, because they completely beat him down so much in the DVDs that when you actually...
Like, how does this guy tie his shoes in the morning?
Yeah, like, this guy must be, like, taking cocaine, when it's actually the furthest from that, because he never did all these drugs. He was just interested in being in business for himself and succeeding in what he wanted to do, which was just, you know, whatever. He even talks about it. Like, the guy didn't hang out with everybody in the locker room. He just kind of went about his business and everything. But everybody in the locker room took that as, you know, F us, you know. This guy wanted to be a bodybuilder, never watched wrestling. Now he's a wrestler all of a sudden, but he doesn't even wrestle that well. Can't take instruction. You know, even the Warrior in the interviews says like, "Oh yeah, I didn't give a crap about like all those people, Dynamite Kid and all these technical wrestlers and stuff, but those people didn't get them anywhere. So why would I want to listen to all these other people?" He's like, I'm like a megastar. But I don't think he saw he can't come to the middle. You know what I mean? Middle ground. He's far on the other side. Where the wrestlers are far on the opposite side, which is like, hey, pay your dues and learn how to do a move.
Exactly.
And he's like, F you, I don't need to learn how to do a move. I'm friggin' a star.
Now that was the beef I had with The Rock when he came back. Because yeah, he paid his dues and he did it, whatever. But then when he took all that time off and came back, he went to his own room in the locker room. He didn't hang out with anyone. He didn't talk to anyone. Like, you know, he didn't practice at all, which is why he tore the shit out of himself at WrestleMania.
Right, exactly.
His match against CM Punk was supposed to be an epic match, or both the matches, and they weren't.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and I mean, we didn't like his matches that much anyway in the first place. I think.
But if he came back and he sucked in the ring again, and at least he was, you know, paying his dues and hanging out with people backstage and being more of the just, I'm The Rock, fuck you, I'm The Rock, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'll show up at WrestleMania and it'll be awesome, and you guys can all shut your mouths, you know. If he did more than that, then I might have respected him a little bit more and actually enjoyed his presence a little bit more than I actually did.
I think The Rock and Stone Cold did have good chemistry, but explain to me why I think that Mankind and The Rock was the best chemistry. Like, for whatever reason, all their matches are awesome, and the Stone Cold Rock matches are good, and they did have a good chemistry. But I didn't enjoy them that much. But
I think what it is Austin and The Rock they both look the best when they're kicking someone else's ass. When they're in an evenly matched match, unless it's something like Steve Austin, Bret Hart, the I Quit match, where somehow it just magically worked, it's going to look tough, where you don't get to see The Rock kicking ass, you don't get to see Austin kicking ass. They're just kind of both moderately kicking each other's ass. But Foley looks the best when he's getting his ass kicked. And The Rock looks the best when he's kicking ass.
Yeah.
So you put those two together, it looks awesome.
Right. And also The Rock is used to like safe type of wrestling matches, and then you put him in the ring with some dude who's insane, and it's like, whoa, The Rock is bleeding, you know?
Yeah, and plus The Rock can do more dangerous moves because it's just Foley. Who gives a shit if he breaks his neck? We'll sell tickets. You know?
Foley let him beat the piss out of him.
Right.
So much that it was tough to watch some of those matches, actually. It's like you watch all these hardcore matches, and some of the toughest stuff to watch is The Rock and Mankind, especially the Royal Rumble match. That was insane.
You really start watching hardcore matches differently after you see Beyond the Mat.
Right, and even Beyond, I didn't even know Beyond the Mat was happening, And I just saw that pay-per-view and was like, that was uncomfortable almost at a point.
No, yeah, me too. But later, like, it
Then
was a
later,
little uncomfortable, but you still enjoy it. Then you watch Beyond the Mat, and you're like, whoa, I can't even like really enjoy this now.
Well, then it gets worse. Yeah, then that's the thing is that's in my head. We've turned this into the former state of the WWE, unfortunately, but that's because I don't know, man. I just can't. I don't know where to go with Battlegrounds. I mean, all right, let's rattle it off. I love Ryback with Heyman and Axel. I think there's finally something there. The bully thing is hilarious. He's
Bully.
The bully, yeah. He's calling other people bullies now. So it's just hilarious calling that jobber indie guy a bully the other night, and the guy's like, "What, me? I don't do anything."
Oh, when he was pinning him, and on 1, 2, 3, he said, "I hate bullies." It was so fucking
I
funny.
forgot about that. I'm gonna go watch that. I gotta see that. That's hilarious.
He has to do that every match now. If he does that
Right.
every match, it'll be the fucking funniest thing.
It is. Oh my god, it's so funny. You got me going. This is hilarious. I can't wait to watch that. So I love it. I love Axel with the suit. He's gonna be like the honky tonk man and hold the title for like 2 friggin' years, and then Ryback will turn on him and fucking squash him in a second, or something like that. All right, so on to then up to AJ and Beth Phoenix. I mean. Phoenix or whatever. She might as well be. Beth Phoenix is a better wrestler. Natalya. It's confusing because Natalya comes off as this bitch, and I don't like her. She screws everything up also, but I don't feel sympathy for her. Yet I think AJ is supposed to be the heel, but Beth is kind of a heel. I mean, Natalya is kind of a heel.
It's twice.
How is Natalya here and Beth Phoenix isn't? That's all I want to know.
I like Natalya a little bit better usually, but I don't know what's happening every time she's on camera. But like, I don't know. It's almost, remember when she had that whole farting thing that they gave to her? It's almost like that's what's happening with her brain now. Where every time she's on camera, her brain has to fart, and she does something or says something stupid or
blame it on her boyfriend.
What?
It's her boyfriend. Fucking distraction. But yeah, I know. Everybody's going to hear my kids screaming all over the place. Look at Zack Ryder's beating people up now, the Wyatts, man. How about Zack Ryder's pants, by the way? What the hell is he wearing? This is like 1992, and he thinks he's a Charlotte Hornets fan.
Or he looks like he's in either the Rockers or the first Hardys incarnation.
I like it, though. It's perfect jobber pants.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not, because, I mean, there's nothing wrong with long pants, but he's totally got the Easter Bunny pants. You know what I mean? That's the problem. I like it,
Might
though.
as well say Job Squad on the back.
The two of these guys should be called Jobber Squad. I mean, these are the two guys that WWE just throws to the wolves, and now they're tagging together. Go figure. Zack Ryder and Justin Gabriel.
They were just about to make Gabriel heel, too, and that would have worked, I think.
I think so, maybe. But he's Justin Gabriel's a real good-looking guy, though. He's like a good-looking dude. He's outside of the ring on his ass right now. And one of the dumbest, the dumb brute from the Wyatts just pinning Zack Ryder. It's just a travesty.
That was a good match, though, because
good.
everyone's been asking where the Wyatts are, and they had nothing to do. Fine, send them out and have them kick some ass. They even tied it in with Triple H.
They looked the best in this match, but it was because of Gabriel and Ryder.
Right.
Finally, it's not Kane or somebody else big. It's not the Funkasaurus. It was
Ryder sold. Was it Ryder who sold the big clothesline at the end?
Yeah, he's the one who got pinned.
Yeah, that was a good sell for that clothesline. It really put the move over.
Even
JBL was flipping out, and if JBL's move is a clothesline from hell, and he's flipping out about a clothesline, that really puts it over.
Gabriel just got booted out of the ring onto his ass. SmackDown's replaying again in the background. Oh yeah, Zack Ryder sold everything well. Good job. Made the Wyatts look the best they've looked, and even though I'm getting sick of their repetitive, stupid, I don't give a shit. I'm just not interested. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so I'm going to regret when we look back on this state of the WWE. I'm going to be like, why did we talk about the past for like the first 20 minutes? And then we got into everything.
Because not much happened since we...
That's what it is. All right, so yada, yada, yada. Naomi versus AJ Lee. That was cool. I did like the spot. I like Natalya was outside the ring. AJ Lee was showing off. You know, AJ won a match. Yay. The Real Americans with the cape routine is getting funnier to me.
Yeah, me too.
I wish you saw the pre-show for... The best thing of Night of Champions was the pre-show.
Oh, I went back and watched it.
Did you see them running to the ring, screaming with
I did. That was great.
Is it on YouTube? Because I got to find it and watch it.
I don't know. I downloaded it.
Oh, you download? All right. Well, Yeah, it's probably not on YouTube then, but maybe send me the torrent or whatever. Or the whatever it is. Ryback and Heyman, we talked about that. It was Nick Nardone that he whooped his ass. Was that a local guy, or is that someone who's traveling with WWE now?
He's from OVW. He actually has the record as being the holding the OVW TV title the most times, which I think was 8. He was actually pretty good over there, but he never really got above the mid-card. So he's like the OVW's best mid-card star, or one of the best.
I thought he did a great job, by the way. I was hoping his name would get mentioned on the air a little bit more, because he did a great job of selling. He did a good job of reacting and talking.
No offense, but everything else was good.
Well, obviously, he was going to get squashed, unfortunately, because I actually believed that he would. He looked, even though, I mean, I don't know what it was, but I was like, oh, this guy deserved a little better than that, and I hope they mention his name because he did a good job. Sometimes those guys come up and they're a little uncomfortable or stuff doesn't look right, but he did a really good job. Like you
could tell he wasn't just like a new independent wrestler. He's someone who's actually, maybe even might be called up to NXT soon.
Right. Yeah, he was very, very seasoned, very good spot. Made Ryback look really good, but without overselling, but selling really well, but not overselling. Good job. Sometimes guys look like rag dolls, and it's just almost looks ridiculous.
Right. And plus, he didn't have he wasn't huge, obviously, but he didn't have a terrible stick figure build to him like most of these jobbers have.
Yeah, like he was bigger than Daniel Bryan, but skinnier.
Not as built. Yeah.
Not as built. Yeah. All right. So that's about it. I mean, we had the gauntlet thing. What do you think about that? Like starting a gauntlet, and then, it kind of abruptly ending.
I think it was kind of cool because we did get a couple mini matches in that gauntlet, and the whole idea had me excited for SmackDown. It was like, wow, out of nowhere, SmackDown has this great gimmick attached to it. And like that's what's cool about SmackDown. Raw feels like they have to fit everything in just perfectly and time everything just right and fill out the 3 hours in just such a way. SmackDown, they can try things like, all right, let's spend an hour on a gauntlet. They can fucking do that. And that makes it cool when they pick something. And then granted, they had to end it early because they wanted to get the idea in your head, have a little bit of payoff, and make you walk away thinking you saw a gauntlet with 11 people, even though you didn't really.
Right, and then
they give you they give you the rest of the people at the end in the tag match, so you kind of saw it,
Yeah. So I like that too. I don't think anybody. I think too much. If they really done the whole gauntlet, they could have, but it would have been too much. But they made so much more out of it, like you said, and then
they split it up, and then
the RVD stuff in the back was great.
And it made RVD look good as well because he was about to win the match.
Yeah. RVD was going to win. Triple H seems like he's being a good guy again. Triple H is like, just think cerebral assassin.
Right.
That's who Triple H is doing right now. He's being the guy.
He's like the cerebral attorney.
Right. He's being the guy who was Shawn Michaels' friend, brought him out, then kicked him in the stomach, and then said, F you, Shawn. And then a week later, Shawn gets hit by a car, and Triple H is like, I'll find the person who did this. And then Shawn says, it was you. I got the video. And then Triple H says, you're damn right it was me.
And then Rikishi says, I did it for The Rock.
And then, I did it for The Rock. Remember The Rock making fun of that? Oh, my God. Oh, please tell me that sound clip's on you.
I did it for The Rock. I did it for the people. I did it. Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's why The Rock is good. Oh, my God. Because it's like everything you think he says. We're all like, when he came out, I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin gets waffled by a car, and you're thinking it's got to be Triple H, or it's this, or it's that, or it's someone from WCW come in here like Kevin Nash, or all these things, and then it's the Rikishi. WWE is notorious for stuff like this, where it's like this big thing, and then it's Rikishi. Why'd you do it, Rikishi? I did it for The Rock, and then The Rock didn't even want him to do it, but he did it for The Rock. Like what? That's so why Stone Cold.
Stupid.
Oh my God! So we're all just like losing our minds, and then The Rock comes out and says that, and fucking I explode on my couch.
I did it for The Rock.
I mean, that's like a 1.5 year storyline being summed up in a Rock punchline.
Yeah.
Oh,
isn't it funny that these two are related in real life? Shut the fuck up! I don't give a shit unless you're gonna make it interesting.
Can we get some more of The Rock doing impressions of people? Like oh my God. The stuff he did, the Undertaker,
Triple H's impression of The Rock was really funny.
Oh
too.
my God! On that, did you watch it? The King of the Ring thing?
What? Oh yeah. I did.
Oh, I wasn't talking about the Monday Night Raw thing. I was going right back to the King of the Ring. Here it is.
Incredible King of the Ring.
Been a week away from one of the biggest challenges of your career, competing for the WWF title in a match you've never competed in before. A Hell in a Cell match.
Kevin Kelly's doing the interview.
This is going to be the most brutal match The Rock has ever been in. The dangerousest match The Rock has ever been in.
The dangerousest.
And even if The Rock has
Only
gotta
The
beat
Rock
Kurt
can get
Angle,
away with saying dangerousness.
Or maybe,
Oh, here it is.
The Rock is going to face Rikishi. Beat Rikishi. I did it for The Rock. The Rock's WWF title. Is that The Rock knows this Sunday night he has his work cut out for him. The Rock knows he's got 5 other guys he's got to compete with. And even if The Rock has got to beat Kurt Angle, which means I'm going to drink a big glass of milk, eat some chocolate chip cookies, and then maybe I'll take 3 Viagra. Or maybe The Rock is going to face Rikishi. Beat Rikishi.
Take Viagra.
I did it for The Rock. I did it for the people. I did it. Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty. Or maybe even The Rock has got to beat The Undertaker, the American badass. Beat him so bad that one more time he'll raise up. Rest in peace. Or maybe The Rock has got to beat Triple H himself, which means he's got to beat the game in the middle of the ring. And he has a $2 for a wife.
He actually turns into some fat Italian guy when he does the Triple H impression. I don't know why it doesn't. The best one The Rock ever did was, Undertaker, you come down, die, die, die. That was the best part. Die, die, die. All right.
Back to talking
I think we just
15
lost.
years ago again.
We just lost everybody on that one,
Yep.
I think. Don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Don't forget to be here live after Monday Night Raw as we break down Raw with all of you and your phone calls at 339-226-6610. If you don't believe that I take all your phone calls, go back and watch the previous Raw reviews on my channel and check it out. What, you going to bed? All right, good night, buddy. I'll come give you a hug. Got more important things to do, you little bat. I'm just kidding, buddy. Come here. Want to say something, everybody? Say, smell what The Rock is cooking.
Smell what The Rock is cooking.
Good night. That's adorable. That's adorable. But, I am worried he's going to become gay. Oops. Anyway, so no, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I thought SmackDown was better than Raw. R-Truth continues to bore me. I'm not going to stop complaining about this until they flip him heel again.
I fast forwarded past that.
I can't stand it because you know what's going to happen. I mean, you knew Alberto was going to beat him.
Right.
It was
I fast forwarded to the end where I saw him tapping out, and I was like, "Yep."
Like, finally, they don't make Alberto lose. They've been doing that to, like, a lot of the heel wrestlers who are supposed to be world champions at some point, whether it's Sandow or Del Rio. WWE has a weird thing up, a history of Bryan with lots of ROH and independent stuff up on their website, by the way.
That's cool when they do that.
Yeah, it's up on WWE.com right now. It's below everything. You get the In Your House Blu-ray.
I'm so glad they have so much less of a stick up their ass about mentioning other promotions, obviously aside from TNA.
Right. There was
There
was a topic I meant to play for everybody the other night. I'm going to play that right now. You'll think it's us talking right now. Retro stuff, by the way. Whatever happened to the In Your House when the WWE gave away a house?
Oh yeah.
What the hell happened with that? What did did it turn into? Is it a crack house now? What happened to that thing?
I want to try to track down who won the house.
I looked it up. Somebody won. The person that won the house sold the house for money, and now we don't know. There's no answer.
Oh.
what happened with that. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, in the mid-'90s, I think 95 or 96, I think it was, I want to say 95, but WWE was trying to compete with WCW, who had a pay-per-view every month. WWE didn't have a pay-per-view every month. WWE only had 6 pay-per-views a year, or 5, I think. And they decided to have one every month. And they called, other than the 5 main WWE pay-per-views, they decided to call the other pay-per-views In Your Houses, which I guess meant in your living room, in your house. And then the gimmick to get everybody into this new pay-per-view was to say that, hey, we're giving away a house at the pay-per-view. Enter the contest to win the house.
Also, the entrance ramp, like where the curtain was always shaped like a big house with like a for sale sign in front of it or something stupid like that.
It was shaped like a Miami home, like a mediocre
a little ranch house.
Ranch, yeah, exactly, Miami style. It was in Florida, home, and it was funny because in the commercials for those stupid cheesy commercials, they had like wrestlers being thrown through the mailbox and fighting all around the place. I think Jerry Lawler jerked off in the pool. Because Sonny was there.
Someone went through the TV or something like that.
Oh, yeah. It reminded me of the Kane flipping out at Titan offices a few years back.
Yeah.
For something. I forget what it was. And then they did the Warrior recently, like that. By the way, I watched the Ultimate Warriors 2K14 for the video game. And the beginning, when he taps the guy on the back and he turns around and he whacks him in the face with the DVD, he actually smacks the shit out of him in the nose.
Yeah, he does.
And I'm like, oh, man, that's the worst place. Because that hurt. You know what I mean? He waffled him in the nose with the case. And it's like, you don't do it in the nose. It's an empty DVD case. So, or even if it had the disc in it, doesn't matter. You aim, that's the forehead you want to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Right in the forehead. And
it's a commercial. Why do you have to be so stiff in a commercial?
I know. I was like, oh, my God, the guy got nailed in the nose. Like, you could waffle him in the head and it wouldn't hurt at all.
That's when you can tell the Warrior is still a little crazy.
Yeah, he hits the guy in the nose. So I want to know if the guy was like, yeah, waffle me in the fucking nose, or if Warrior was like, I won't hit you hard. Or
There's definitely that.
But no, or if maybe he was going to hit him in the head with it, but he accidentally hit him in the nose, and it was such a good take, so they kept it. I don't know. These are the things I think about. Go watch the WWE 2K14 Ultimate Warrior full preview. You'll see what I'm talking about. I wonder, you got to be able to get the Warrior even if you didn't pre-order. I would hope so, because I did not pre-order.
I don't think so.
Really? There's no way to get him?
Well, I don't know if there's no way to get him.
You could probably buy him, I would think. Like, it's like NHL on Xbox. You can buy power-ups. Or you can
wasn't it a pre-order exclusive?
Nah, maybe. You're right. I don't know. I hope not, because otherwise I better go pre-order mine. Because I want the Warrior. I've been making him for years in fucking custom mode. He looks like shit. And now he's actually in the goddamn game. Anyway, 2K14. Are you guys looking forward to it? I am. I'm going to get it. We can all play on Xbox. Send me an invite. Halo Spectrum. That's my gamer tag. Ooh.
You'll know Joe by the Ultimate Warrior that looks like a fat sting that he made himself.
Yeah, with the crotch. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I think we covered enough stuff here or there. We went off topic. We just kind of talked wrestling here a little bit. And I wanted to make it kind of short because today's Sunday, and we're going to be live tomorrow night after Raw for about 2 hours with all you guys. And I think that's it. I wanted to get back to being busy, but after this week, I will not be busy anymore. I promise. Wrestling news updates during the week, and our State of the WWE a little bit earlier than Sunday before Monday Night Raw. You got anything else you wanted to mention or bring up about either of the shows or what's to come?
I don't really think we know enough yet. They haven't really been doing a very good job of getting us pumped for the pay-per-view, considering it's called Battlegrounds, and we still don't know exactly what that's going to mean.
Yeah, there's going to be a battle on the grounds.
Right,
I hate when WWE makes pay-per-views called like Battlegrounds or Over the Limit or.
I liked Backlash because it was post WrestleMania and it made sense.
You're right. Like there's going to be backlash because of what happened at WrestleMania. I like that too. I also liked, there's a couple other ones I think I liked, but I liked Armageddon just because it was a cool name and hell, it's a pay-per-view and Armageddon. I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe Armageddon is another one of those like stupid names. I don't know. But do go back to the theme. I don't know why King of the Ring can't be a pay-per-view. I don't understand.
I miss King of the Ring. Even if they just make one Raw a year, King of the Ring, That'd be cool too.
Right, yeah. They could do a free pay-per-view like TNA or something on Wednesday. There's a show, like out of nowhere. WWE has a show on Wednesday.
Well, just turn one of the Raws into a King of the Ring tournament, and you can pump it up at the SmackDown before, and then there you go.
Yeah, it would boost the ratings, I think, maybe. WWE hates those tournament-style things. I mean, WrestleMania 4 was the last time, really, and then, I mean, they just don't like it, but it worked so well at the time, especially the mid-'90s and late 90s. It worked so well, and I feel like it could work just as well now. Especially
or do what I said before. The winner of the King of the Ring gets an automatic intercontinental title shot.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Why not? Why? There's so much room to add a little extra, and they don't do it, it seems like. Instead, we got to deal with fucking Battlegrounds and Hell in the Cell and tables and ladders and chairs. I mean, I don't care about Hell in the Cell because nobody's going to fly off it. Again, nobody's going to go through it.
We've seen the best we will ever see of Hell in a Cell. They really can't push it past that limit.
What's the point in the Hell in the Cell? And if you're somebody out there saying to yourself right now, oh, I like Hell in the Cell, well, you're a fucking idiot.
The point of Hell in the Cell was to keep out outside interference, and it was supposed to be the be-all, end-all. But ever since the Brad Maddox thing, that's out the window, too. So.
Yeah. And Shawn Michaels... And listen, Shawn Michaels and Undertaker had a legit, awesome Hell in the Cell match without anybody really flying off it. They walked on top of the thing. Shawn Michaels got slammed on the top of it. That was amazing. Even that match was like, whoa, he's on top of the fucking cell. And then Shawn kind of like half-assed it where he was hanging onto the edge of it and got kicked and then threw himself off through a table. You know, and Mick Foley, of course, went, all right, well, I'm going to one-up and throw myself off the top of the thing. So both of those two were great. Even Mankind Triple H was pretty good. And then after that, for the most part, it's been crappy. But
Triple H Taker was good, but that's because, you know...
You didn't even need the cell, right?
Right.
There was no need for the cell at all.
No one was going to interfere.
Yeah, it just happened to be a good match and there was a cell there. So there's no... You're not going to sell me on the cell, WWE.
If you like Hell in a Cell, watch Elimination Chamber, because that's Hell in a Cell, but good.
It's better, yeah, exactly. Now, I think they're... I mean, yes, for years I bought the Hell in the Cells because shit, what if it happens again? Or what if... Who knows what could happen at Hell in the Cell? But that mystique is now worn off to where I know that's not... I mean, guys can't even cut themselves in the ring. So, I'm not ordering Hell in the Cell because I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
Well, actually, the pay-per-view is going to be bad.
It makes me mad that there's a pay-per-view named Hell in the Cell. It makes me mad that there is even Hell in the Cell matches anymore. Because there's no point in them. And so I don't care. I think it's a slap in the face. You think I'm going to buy this because you put a giant cage? Why don't you just have a steel cage match?
I guarantee next Hell in a Cell is going to have something to do with the Wyatts and Kane.
Yeah, not a bad idea. He's about to come back, too, by the way. Wraps up filming in a week, so a little bit late. They'll probably wait till after... I would think maybe they won't wait till after the pay-per-view, but I don't know. For him to come back, I wonder. That'd be interesting. I feel like they'll get through Battlegrounds without Kane.
I can see him coming back the Raw after.
Yeah, or even the night of Battlegrounds. But not excited about Battlegrounds. Not excited about TLC. Much more, Survivor Series is going to be here.
I'm excited
in
about
Boston.
TLC.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't care. They don't use anything. They can't do anything, so it doesn't. I don't know. We'll see. Only the pay-per-view. You have to watch the pay-per-view to find out if it's good or not. Thank God SummerSlam was good this year, though, because that was really starting to drown. I mean,
we needed it. We needed a high-octane 5-star pay-per-view, and we finally got one.
It was supposed to be the second biggest thing of the year, and, WrestleMania was so bad, and the last 3 SummerSlams have been bad, that I was really worried. So happy about that was good. And Night of Champions, one of the worst pay-per-views ever. And we'll see if WWE can bounce back and make a conscious effort. I mean, they must be trying to do something for Battlegrounds or it's another throwaway. Maybe it's a throwaway to them. That's what I see it as. I see it as WWE just says, Battlegrounds, whatever.
And you see them changing their initial plans because of the refunds for Night of Champions? Like maybe we're pushing the crowd too far. Let's back it off a bit. Maybe that's why Daniel Bryan's been going over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, this is a whole nother discussion, by the way, of devaluing the WWE title. Now Daniel Bryan's been the champion twice. I mean, what the fuck is that about? He's been the champion 2 times, but for 2 seconds in both instances. You're devaluing the WWE title. You're devaluing Daniel Bryan.
All that work CM Punk did.
Because he should be right. He should have the title once. The second time shouldn't even count because they stripped it, so it never happened. Right. So they should have mentioned that at least. So he's only had the title once, but even that is stupid. They've really botched it, I think. But with the popularity at the time it happened, needing a heel, all that stuff coming together, just seemingly the wrong time. And that's all I think it is unfortunate timing, and that's what's killing everything. And I think that WWE was going to ride with Cena and not even go with Bryan. I think Bryan's in this spot because Cena's injured.
No, I'm pretty sure he was going to be in this spot regardless, but I think he was going to be sharing it with Cena is the big difference. Now he has it all to himself, and
maybe
that wasn't planned.
I originally believed what you said, but now I'm starting to not believe that because I don't understand why they're burying Daniel Bryan so much. If it's to build him up I mean, even if he wins, let's say Daniel Bryan wins in a normal match against Randy Orton. How can we be that excited? I mean, all I'm going to be thinking is, great, I've seen this 3 times now. When Stone Cold won the title for the first time, it was against Shawn Michaels, and it was epic at WrestleMania 14.
That's why I think a ladder match would be best for Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, because
Orton
how can you dispute
climbing
climbing the ladder, getting the belt? No matter what you do, you could drive in a truck and use the truck to get it doesn't matter.
By the way,
there's no rules. All you have to do is get that belt.
You know the best ending to that match, by the way, is Randy Orton beginning to climb the ladder and Daniel Bryan like kipping up, like nipping up off the apron or whatever, and running at him and psycho knee kick to the head off the ladder.
Oh man.
That would be great. By the way, they still don't know what to call that move.
They keep calling it the move that beat John Cena, and I think that's an awesome name for a finisher if they stick with it.
It definitely is hilarious. It definitely is funny. I don't know if that name is going to stick, but you're right. That is what everyone's calling it that doesn't know what the real name is.
Imagine if like a couple, like maybe like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, people started using a move called the move that beat Hulk Hogan or something like that.
Well, yeah, I know. Like it's like a legend. There's this legend to it now.
Right.
The move that beat Cena. Also, I think you could call it like the move that beat Cena with like parentheses super knee. You know, like there's the super kick. It's the super knee. That's what
Dragon
it is.
knee.
Dragon knee, super knee. The Bryan knee. I don't know.
The yes knee.
See, the yes knee is the safest thing to do because it sounds the best with his stuff. Everything else sounds cheap, like the name that you wouldn't pick, even though it sounds like you understand. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, super knee. I get it. But no, let's not do that. I don't know. So that's it. Let's stop this. All right. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I think people are happy we went longer. I noticed something about my videos. I go back and look at them, like 10 minutes in or 15 minutes in. I always start talking about, all right, well, I'm going to cut it now and blah, blah, blah. And then there's like another 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I hope nobody just like listened to me saying that and then was like, okay, and then turned it off. Because there's actually another 40 minutes every time I say I'm done or that's it. Then I think of something else and go off on a tear about something.
Keep crying wolf.
Right. Sorry, guys. I'll stop doing that. Leave me feedback below if you want. Oh, by the way, I want to respond to some dickhead. What did he write? Oh, did I not save it? Oh, I hope I saved it. I hope to God I saved it because I deleted his comment because he was such an idiot. Oh, here it is. Oh, perfect. I'm so glad. Oh, yeah, he says, Martin, this is his name on YouTube if you want to go flag his account. Martin space Alfaro. So it's Martin Alfaro. He wrote on my Raw review, dumbass, get a job. That's all he said. Well, Martin, I just want to tell you something, buddy. I got a full-time one. Okay, buddy? I work 40 hours a week. I'm going to be working 45 hours a week, plus a part-time sales job that I'll be doing as well. And I also make $400 a month on these videos on YouTube. But thanks for your concern about getting a job. I think that you're actually just mad that I make money on YouTube and you don't. I think you're also mad that I have 1,400 subscribers and you don't. I think you're also mad that people buy my t-shirt and you don't have any. I'm pretty sure that I'm a winner and you're a loser. Hashtag fact. You stupid Mexican son of a bitch. Buy my t-shirt, youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. Click the green icon on the top right and buy the hashtag fact t-shirt. 2 people already have. And by the way, I don't have a problem with Mexicans. In fact, my ex-girlfriend was Mexican. I think that's where the animosity comes in. Buenos tardes. Tiene sus papeles. Tu madre es gorda. I think I just said, good afternoon. Your mother's fat. Where is your green card? That's where you laugh, Chris. There you go.
Hashtag racist.
I'm not right. We love everybody. Asians to Russians to African Americans to white crackers to Latinos to everybody. We're friends with all those people, and they're all on my show. And they're all subscribed to me. And I party with them on Friday nights at the local bar down here. Because I'm in a
Native Americans.
Native Americans are cool. We don't have any out here, though, really, for the most part. The closest Native American I can think of is Jacoby Ellsbury on the Red Sox. There's nobody else that's around here.
Invite him over.
Hey, you want to fuck with Jarren? Wouldn't that be funny just to fuck with him?
Do it up.
Before we leave, stop this podcast. All right, here we go. Invite to group call. Okay, here we go. Check this out. Oh, it's ringing. It's ringing. See it? Come on, pick it up, Jarren. If he doesn't pick up, this will be like the biggest fail. Like waste of your last 3 minutes listening to this. Hopefully he picks up though, because this is crazy news.
Hello?
Jarren, are you there?
Hello.
Oh my God, dude, you have a few minutes. You gotta come on with us, dude. We got Daniel Bryan to come on the show, dude.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man. We sent like this email out to this kid. There's something he knew the booking person or whatever, and I talked to him on the phone a minute ago.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's awesome. Wow, you guys suck.
I like how I didn't have to say anything. You believed it, you dumb son of a bitch.
Well, I mean, you said that, they listened to our show before, so I mean,
I know.
I was surprised.
I know. Oh, that's great. What a way to end this podcast, guys. State of the WWE. Thanks for stopping by. See you Monday night. All 3 of us will be there. Good night.
But you recorded this off. Come on, Joe.
Oh, that was good.
Goodbye.